Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the wonderful world of animals with Ryan. And today, before we begin, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell above so that you can find out about up and coming episodes. So today we are going to be talking about the American flamingo. So this is filmed, so you know where this is at. This is filmed in the Bronx, New York. That is at the Bronx Zoo in October 2018. So real quick, we're going to have scientific classification. Kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Avis. Now order, family, genus. They're super long, and I'm actually going to skip it. But the binormal name is the Phyllocopterus ruber. So the American flamingo is a large species of flamingo closely related to the greater flamingo or the Chilean flamingo. Now, I'm not sure if you've watched this channel before, but we do have a video on the Chilean flamingo. And it was formerly considered conspecific with the greater flamingo, but the treatment is now widely viewed as incorrect due to lack of evidence. It's also known as the Caribbean flamingo, although it is present in the Galapagos Islands in Cuba. It's also known as the greater flamingo. It is only flamingo that naturally inhabits North America. So it's naturally in North America. All right. So the animal flamingo breeds in the Galapagos Islands, Colombia, Venezuela, nearby islands, Trinidad and Tobago. They also north coast of Yucatan Peninsula, Cuba, Hispaniola, Barbados, Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos. The population of Galapagos differs genetically from the Caribbean. That in the Caribbean, the Galapagos flamingos are significantly smaller, exhibit difference in body shape, sexual dysphoria, and they lay smaller eggs. They are sometimes separated as Photomegas ruber gylophorus. Its preferred inhabitants are smaller to those of its cousin here. So we're learning a lot. Now, if we're talking about the flamingo in Florida, the American flamingo, also known as is found in South Florida. So if you're looking at these flamingos here, I'm trying to get as many options of how this flamboyance of flamingos lives. So it's hard, and none of them were super close. So this is a much better video than the Chilean. So if you've seen the Chilean, thanks for watching that. But the Chilean one, this one's better. So they're in the Yucatan Peninsula, the Everglades National Park. They go back between Cuba and Key West and the Florida Bay year-round. They also indicated that these flamingos may be increasing in population or claiming their lost land. Large flocks of flamingos are still known to visit Florida from time to time. Most notably, in 2014, when a very large flock of flamingos, 147 flamingos, temporarily stayed a stormwater treatment area 2 at Lake Okeechobee, with a few returning the following year. Okay, so the description of these birds. If you don't know what a flamingo looks like, let me explain it to you. Flamingos, also known for flamingo, is a large wading bird with reddish-pink plumage. Like the flamingos, it lays a single chalky white egg on a mud mound between May and August. Incubation takes about 28 to 32 days. Both parents brood the young for a period up to 6 years when they reach sexual maturity. They live extraordinary. Their life expectancy is 40 years. Is one of the longest of the birds. So in birds, 40 years, kind of a long time. Adult American flamingos are smaller on average than the greater flamingo, but are the largest flamingos in the Americas. They measure for about 47 to 57 inches tall. The males weigh about 6 to 7 pounds. Females are about 5 pounds. Most of the plumage pink, giving rise to its familiar rosy flamingo. Different adults are much paler, greater flamingo. The wing coverts are red, and primarily secondary flight feathers are black. The bill is pink, white, and extensive black tip. The legs are entirely pink, and they call goose-like hookings, which is how it stands. Oh, look how close they are to me right here. Sorry, the lighting was backlit, so that's why you get this weird shadow. Making the difference, mating and bonding. While males usually initiate courtship, females control the process. If interest is mutual. A female walks by the male, and the male is receptive. He walks with her. Both parties make synchronized movements until one member aborts this process. For low intensity courtship, male and females walk in unison with their heads raised. High intensity courtship, males and females walk at a quick pace with their heads dropped in false feeding posture. The high intensity courtship stops at any point if either bird turns and the other one does not follow. The heads are raised in unison. Courtship is often among partnerships are promiscuous. A spectrum of pairing relationships seems to be. Some birds have long-term partnerships throughout the years. Others form pairs during periods of courtship and nest attendance. How long a relationship lasts is affected by many factors, but is not necessarily monogamous. Most attention period is about 21 to 60 hours that they take turns off. And then the time of receiving food from the parent discusses from hatching for 105 days. So they'll feed the baby bird, for about 105 days. Let's see. The lagoon, say, an off-duty parent remains in the lagoon to feed. While they are doing this, when they are off duty, they go to feed, they go to clean themselves, they go and socialize with other flamingos. Nest reliefs during incubation take place primarily in late afternoon or early morning. The time they're receiving food from parent ceases after 105 days. Left the nest 7 to 11 days to band into creaches. Frequent duration of feeds of male and parents do not differ significantly. After chicks have left the nest, feeds are prematurely nocturnal. Adaptations. Flamingo can adapt to shallow water environments several ways. It has evolved long legs and large webbed feet to wade and stir up the bottom of the water bed and bring in food. Now, these are some pretty cool things about the flamingo. Heart type and features. The avian system is driven by a 4-chamber heart, kind of like the human heart. The organization and let's see, what other information? Blood composition, thermo. I don't think any of that information. Metabolism for most flamingos are not at all different from other saltwater birds. They will fast migrating to a new habitat where their chicks may or not receive food daily, depending on food availability. Now, again, thanks for joining me here on The Wonderful World with Ryan. Sorry about this video being a little fuzzy, but go ahead and hit the subscription box below and the notification bell above so that you can find out when we have future episodes. Again, Thanks for joining me.